Previously on I Know What You Did Last Summer. Ha! Like that matters! What happened at the end of the previous entry? Did the Fisherman really die? Did we get better screenings for phony radio show prizes? Did Julie finally perish, or was this another dream? Well, it appears that a lot's happened since 98's I Still Know What You Did Last Summer and 2006's I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, in that the Fisherman is now a ghost who haunts anyone who does anything bad in any summer, I suppose. This is a prank gone wrong slasher where I'm mainly just wondering, would the Fisherman have stalked and killed them if the crime was committed in any other season? While it was considered early on to bring back the surviving characters of the second film, or at least a Jennifer Love Hewitt cameo, eventually it was in limbo so long that it's about a whole new set of characters. And if you think this is the Halloween 3 or Friday the 13th Part 5 of the series, you're wrong. It's clearly the Halloween 5, because in this, the Fisherman is played by Don Shanks. He was Michael Myers in Part 5. The series got so silly, you might as well have brought the Man in Black into the story. If we're gonna do a direct-to-video sequel, we need someone who knows a little something about that genre, so it was written by Michael D. Weiss of Hostel 3, Jarhead 3, Eraser Reborn, and The Butterfly Effect 2, with a very quick pre-production for director Sylvian White, later of Slender Man, since he came in at the last minute to replace the previous director, Joe Chappelle. No, if you fire him, we won't know who the Man in Black is here. He directed Halloween 6. One look at this and it's less an I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel and more like a VOD mockbuster with a poster that's like, I had 5 seconds in graphic arts class to make every late 90s, early 2000s horror cover. But it does have a talented cinematographer. It was shot by Stephen M. Katz, who shot The Blues Brothers and Gods and Monsters. And while Jennifer Love Hewitt may not be in it, there's still a 911 connection. The music is by Justin Clare Burnett, composer of 911 Lone Star. And it's from original film, so it'll be just as good as the Cruel Intentions or Skulls sequels. They even changed the location here too. They were losing far too many of their fellow fishermen, so this time it's set in Colorado, where, as you can see, perfect spot for the fishing industry, plus I can make my film class music video to go along with my bitchin' poster. And watch out, Don Shanks, Art the Clown's about to eat you. Can't tell if I'm watching I Know What You Did Last Summer 3 or Final Destination 3. I'll know if the kills are hilarious. Like the others though, it does keep with being set around the 4th of July.
So you've all heard the story, right? About what happens on July 4th?
Totally. I get a blister on my foot from stepping on a bottle rocket. This is the perfect time for exposition.
Every 4th of July, he gets out his hat and slicker, he sharpens up his hook, and runs wild.
Yeah, those are the rules I just pulled from my ass, where I also keep the tickets for the rides. Whoa, wait, is this actually Final Destination 2? I recognize that guy. It may be 2006, but we could still get in a good selfie. Hang on, I just gotta plug the camera in somewhere. What do you mean there's no outlet here? The Fisherman is the only thing they talk about. Not only are they still giving Fisherman exposition, but so are the employees.
Dude, it's Broken Ridge, Colorado, in the summer. Even a psycho killer knows to avoid this place.
Yeah, okay. I've got the urge to kill, but, Carnival in Colorado? Pass. God, am I watching a horror movie or some trash like The Hills?
Well, I figured since Stud Boy's gonna be gone to college, maybe you need somebody to carry your tripod.
Very funny. Are you working or are you just hitting on my girlfriend?
You'll be the Johnny Galecki of the movie. How does someone get more unlikable with every line?
I'll take that. Happy 4th of July, babe.
Excuse me, babe, I gotta go pick on Peter Parker. I'll be right back. Now we're introducing more characters? I don't even like the 12 we already have, but I'll give the movie this. Did I accidentally skip ahead 45 minutes? Is this really happening? He isn't even waiting for them to accidentally kill someone. He's already deemed them unlikable enough to kill right away. And I love how no one else in this carnival is concerned that there's a killer with a hook running around. Oh, and this is the prank, by the way. Classic summertime tomfoolery. I got it. We'll dress up like the fisherman, chase people around with a weapon, with cops nearby, to get our buddy BJ to do some sweet moves off a building. Why did they even do this? I don't even know enough about BJ here to know why they pranked him so hard that he leaped off a building and was impaled by a tractor. We got to spend way more time with Marty Ranson to know why he was set on fire. And how are none of them in trouble for this? The first made sense, no one else saw them do this, whereas here, it's out in the open. The title should be called Everyone Knows What You Did Last Summer. You didn't even need to go somewhere quiet to make your pact, where, okay, while we're here, let's make a fire. We didn't plan on this being a camping trip, but it's getting a little chilly. You could have made your pact right there amongst the crowd, not like anyone would have done anything. I guess the cops think the actual killer fisherman ran around and chased this man. Worst cops! I mean, he does injure his own arm to make sure everyone thinks the fisherman was real, but the cops are probably still looking for you. You were witnesses to a murder. It's 1 year later, and I still don't care about any of them enough to know their names. I called this guy BJ when it was actually PJ. PJ! I like that. Put it on my tombstone. But best get to the weekly barn party. Woohoo! It's the crack of noon. Get out the beer and the music to make our ears bleed. Now this is a party. Let's go bang in the silo. Lance is still lurking around, trying to be more smooth than Galecki.
You probably sell a bunch of artsy photos of your hometown.
Did you malfunction? Why the emphasis on town? I joke, but he's already more likable than this guy. Dressed like everyone around for miles, covers their drinks with a napkin if he shows up. Okay, what's his name?
Colby?
Colby. Pfft, okay, I hate him. He's the Freddie Prinze Jr. replacement, but it looks like they mixed up the order and accidentally sent us a human lacrosse stick. It's like there's two movies going on here. One's a hard partying college movie, then around the corner, it's shot like a faith-based romance. Anyway, we need somewhere quieter for the jump scares. Yeah, I just now realized your alibi makes no sense. Sorry, officer, I've got things to do. Ass. They're taking this really hard. She hasn't been able to take down the collage from when she was stalking PJ before he died. Why does the fisherman care about any of this? Is it because they dressed like him for a prank and slandered his good name? He doesn't even care enough to use the post office to mail his letters anymore. With his new ghostly powers, he just sends her a text. That way it won't get lost in the mail. But meanwhile, in the opening credits for The Heights, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your jam with my boobs. I barely remember you from the opening scene, but I guess you were there, so you should know about this. You can get back to your band, Gina and the Gershons, in a second. You can crash here if you want, just keep your greedy hands off our Rice Krispies. They'll get rested up so that new Helen and new Julie can find a new Anne Heche around here somewhere. Just kidding. It's another one of their friends from the beginning, where everyone enters a room like they're also a slasher villain, though this guy is gonna act the hell out of his performance when he's shown the message.
It's impossible.
We got rid of everything.
And scene. I'm ready for my close-up and my Oscar. We should take a break so Roger here can get back to whatever vigilante movie he's starring in on the side. And now it's time for Lloyd's Out of Context 911 Lone Star Clip of the Week.
Well?
Mi amor, estás guapísimo.
Not bad, right?
My delivery.
No, the suit was a rental! We're back, and I don't know what to say. It's just doing the scenes from the other, but cheaper. One wants to go to the police, the others don't, and you know who's gonna die.
We all keep our mouths shut.
We all keep our mouths shut.
Okay, in 1 year, did you go back to being 12 years old? Maybe we should finally get to know a couple of the characters a bit.
Well, you could send me one more of your flyers.
Yeah, right. Those cost me money. They're like $1 a flyer.
Really?
Yeah.
I owe you like $10.
Dialogue. You talk this long and another jump scare will happen. Oh God, are you cops good at anything except lurking around and being weird?
Anyway, I saw your car. Thought I'd say hi. Haven't seen your girls in a while. Been thinking about you.
Okay, bad lieutenant, put it back in your pants. And why are you even telling Colby about this? Your lives seem like it'd be easier if you just let the fisherman kill this guy. They've basically combined the Ryan Phillippe and Freddie Prinze Jr. characters into this guy, only he doesn't go over the top nearly enough to be as amusing as Phillippe was. Colby's just a regular old douchebag whose life goal is to be the villain in a ski comedy. The killer's gonna have fun with this guy, like, using his ghostly presence to write on the ground, only he ran out of water, so he couldn't write the whole title. Or he had to move on quickly and flatten Amber's tires. Diabolical. She's gonna get caught in the rain. I'm a mad genius. He knows she'll go to the nearest ski and jump scare lift. Stop entering a room like this! I'm never going outside again! He's here to help. He'll get her down on the darkest lift, perfect for her paranormal visions. It may seem like they've had bad luck, but it's actually great luck. Her camera fell over at the perfect angle to suddenly take a photograph of him smashing through the window.
I'm telling you, that's the hook.
No, it's not. It's my dick. I thought I unsent that. And does he just automatically come with a beer in his hand? It's my 13th of the day. I don't have the editing for hard liquor like Roger. This movie's as hip as a hard lemonade. Roger is so distraught by PJ, he was ready to just do himself in until he was interrupted by the fisherman. Dude, he was about to do your job for you. You could have sat this one out. My God, the editing here is obnoxious. Like they also wanted to make their own Michael Bay-produced remake of the first. Whatever, that guy's dead. This should also be called I'll Never Care What You Did Last Summer. You're all useless. You would have arrived in time if you didn't stop off for more beer. So, should I still break his legs? He'll tell us if he sent those messages or not. Will anyone show up to help them? Sorry, just had to scare the shit out of you again. That's all we get paid for in our office. I'll be on my way now. But there was a note left behind this time.
He killed himself.
Oh, clearly. Case closed. Our finest detective work since PJ's death. The important thing is that the kids don't look suspicious.
Anything you think I should know?
No.
Oh, seems legit to me. I'm guessing the ghost fisherman is around here somewhere. Who else would make it broad daylight as soon as they enter the house? He's up to his old tricks again. This time he's pranking them by turning Rip Taylor loose through their house and using her stalker pictures to make another message. But he tore up too much of the paper, so he still couldn't write out his whole "I know what you did" catchphrase. That's the kind of shredding going on in the editing room, too. Oh hey, it's the chainsaw they used to edit this thing. Some of these characters even look a little alike. When Lance here comes back, I'm like, didn't I just see him die? Oh, that was Roger. I apologize if there's any time in the review I've mixed up Lance and Roger. I don't care enough to fix it. But as they stop for lunch near the pearly gates of heaven, they have a theory. Maybe it's actually the sheriff who is dressing like the fisherman and stalking them. We need to put our heads together to see if the sheriff has magical powers and why he would stalk us instead of just arresting us. And why is he working part-time as a DoorDash driver? They'll beat him at his own game by giving him a note that says, "We know what you're doing this summer." Okay, are the leads self-aware, like they know the movie's title, considering The Fisherman doesn't really say "I know what you did last summer" very much in it? His only calling card here is the ridiculous editing that makes him a teleporter. Oh man, she dreams about what she loves the most. A 9 Inch Nails music video that covers Dream Warriors. Look, the fisherman can now haunt your dreams and leave his claw marks when you wake up. I don't know what's more annoying, the editing or this shit. God damn it, stop with the jump scares and get to the point.
I know what you did last summer.
That's what we'll bend over backwards to say that this is a sequel, since the fisherman is still trying out other catchphrases. Now will you leave me alone? I'm trying to live stream over here. People love my chainsaw art videos. It's like they're intentionally trying to lure out the killer. Who goes swimming in a creepy ass pool in the middle of the night unless you know that you're in a horror movie? I have my own theory. How do we know he's not David Dunn from Unbreakable? He's so afraid to go in the water, he just let Colby go. He wants to watch this dick measuring contest between Colby and Lance again.
What's wrong with you? Chill out, man. She's just trying to figure things out.
I'm gonna bang your girl, bro. We'll get to the investigation in a minute after we stop by the CVS to get Colby some crutches. Let's take another break. The deputy may finally give them the help they need once he's done being a moth.
What if I don't know the truth? God, it's brutal out here.
We're back and ready to Veronica Mars this shit. No, really, he was also a deputy on that show, while the sheriff has kindly delivered their order from McDonald's.
We've, all been having some problems the last few days.
Do we all need to be here for this, or we just want to play some cards? With it finally being July 4th, we'll get some patriotic music in here. Excellent riff, David Lee Greenwood. Jesus Christ. Time really is stopping so this editor can get his gig doing inserts on CSI Colorado. I like this Zoe character, though. She ditches the plan because she found out there's gonna be some agents at her show. It's okay, guys. If you die, I'll dedicate my first album in your honor. They've already made the music video. Just like in the Lois Duncan novel. I mean, it does reference events from the first movie.
On the 4th of July, this guy goes crazy and kills a bunch of kids in his little fishing town. Supposedly, it was some kind of revenge.
Emphasis on supposedly, since he really just killed anyone that moved. Kudos for also referencing the second film.
He goes after them again on some island in the Caribbean.
Don't read the full article. It's actually really stupid what went on in the Bahamas. Also, what teenagers? And there were a lot more than 4 people who died in it. If the events from the first are still canon here, they should put it together that Zoe going on stage to perform is just the Helen Beauty pageant sequence again. They're even watching from the same main character's area. We're gonna have to see them perform, aren't we? Ah yes, the anthem for our generation. Smells like Fisherman spirit. I love everyone reacting to it like it's the first time they've heard her play.
She's good.
No, she's awesome.
You're both wrong. She's the best. Her show was so bitchin' that the encore is the only jump scare in it that I liked. How long were you standing there? What kind of carnival is this? It's part kickin' corn concert in an aircraft hangar, then Colby is drinking in an abandoned hotel bar, while the others are running through the bowling alley shoe locker room that leads right to the office building, while Zoe runs through the attic at her grandma's house. He knew they'd pop up in one of these locations. He's actually doing Zoe a favor. Her album is gonna be worth millions now, while poor Colby is sent to meet Jesus Christ, who makes him learn a valuable lesson by reincarnating him into a singing computer. This movie is terrible. Yeah, it's the worst of the three, but if there's one thing it does do better, it's that the Fisherman more or less just sticks to killing the characters who had anything to do with the accidental death, or just didn't do anything about it, like the sheriff's office.
Roger told me last week. He was freaking out. He wanted to confess everything. I told him it was too late. He should just keep his mouth shut.
Why? And while this has the whole teleporting killer powers, it at least makes sense, I guess, since he is a ghost this time out. It's arguably less dumb than the second, but the ridiculousness of that second film's setup and the whole Will Ben's son twist made that one more memorable, for better or worse. This is just a cheap carbon copy of the first, with boring characters, crossed with Freddy Krueger, but in the universe of Porky's Pimpin' Pee-wee. There's really nothing about it to recommend, even for a bad movie night, unless you think the editing is hilarious. How do we kill someone who we don't even know what frame of the movie he'll be in next? This whole climax, I'm like, can we just skip ahead to where they think he's dead? Which is weird, he's a ghost, but he still dies like a human. Then we can get to the end where, oh no, he's actually still around, because that's exactly what happens. Shooting him does nothing, but a hook to the head and farm equipment does. Couldn't he just teleport out of that? Whatever, it'll be a full year when he glues the pieces of himself back together so he can pop up to kill Amber. Or does he? She could have just inherited Julie's dream sequences. That movie sucked! I expect better from the editor of the Tekken movie. Though with the Legacy sequel coming out, I will instantly give that movie a free pass if it at all references the third film. Give us a scene where Julie and Ray make sweet love to Zoe's romance album.
Showtime.